Chapter 2. The Night the House Woke Up. The clock read 3 a.m. when Mama and Nurse Debbie quietly finished their last task of the night. Presents, small, carefully wrapped and placed with love, were tucked beneath the bare corner where a tree would have been if there had been money for one. With tired smiles and hopeful hearts, they headed off to bed, unaware that Christmas had only just begun. At 3:05 a.m., old Saint Nick arrived. This was his first visit to the house since baby Bookworm had been born, and Santa had come prepared. He carried a short list, simple gifts for the little worm, but paused when he read one request twice, then chuckled softly into his beard. "A submarine sandwich?" Santa murmured. In all his centuries of delivering joy, Santa had never been asked for food so earnestly. But he wasn't surprised. The mall Santas had warned him. Every single one who'd spoken to baby Bookworm reported the same thing. Food. Always food. They'd wondered if the family didn't have much, and Santa, being Santa, had taken that to heart. Toys were wonderful, yes, candies and cookies too, but this year he brought more. With the help of his elves, Santa filled the refrigerator with a full dinner, an entire Christmas breakfast, and enough food to last well beyond the holiday. Then he looked around. The decorations were modest, sparse. The house was warm, but it lacked the sparkle of Christmas. "Well," Santa said, clapping his hands once, "that won't do." The elves got to work. Lights appeared along the banister and outside the house. Garland wound itself lovingly around doorways. And then, right where there had been nothing before, a Christmas tree stood tall and glowing, adorned with ornaments and warmth and magic. Christmas had arrived. Just as Santa was preparing to leave, he heard something. A soft sound. A shuffle. He spun around, half expecting to see a child creeping down the stairs. Nothing. He checked behind the couch, the kitchen. Nowhere. Then he noticed it. The refrigerator door was wide open. Santa turned to the elves. "Did one of you leave that open?" "No, Santa," they replied in unison. Santa frowned, then suddenly clapped his hands again. "Chop, chop, up the chimney! We've got more houses to visit." What none of them saw was baby Bookworm. Sleepy-eyed and half awake, the little worm had wandered down from his crib, teddy bear forgotten. He walked right past Santa, right past the elves. Magic simply didn't register at 3 in the morning. He opened the fridge, climbed onto the counter, grabbed a cup from the cupboard, poured himself a glass of eggnog, and padded back toward his crib. The fridge stayed open. Luckily, Santa was still there. With a gentle smile, he shut the door, tipped his hat toward the retreating worm, and up the chimney they all went, off to the next house on the list. Morning came loud. Sister was already tearing through the living room, making enough noise to wake the entire house. Mama and Nurse Debbie rushed in and froze. They couldn't believe their eyes. A tree stood glowing in the corner. Presents filled the room. Lights twinkled where there had been bare walls just hours before. Food overflowed in the kitchen. Someone must have broken in. But nothing was missing. Only joy had been added. Mama and Nurse Debbie looked at each other, stunned. Santa had always been more of a story, a feeling, a way to make the season brighter, not a real person. But Sister didn't care about logic. She loved the idea that Santa had come. She'd gotten a new skateboard, a new bike, and there was a present labeled, "For the worm of many tastes and treasures." Baby Bookworm crawled out of his crib, rubbed his eyes, and shuffled into the living room. "Shh," he told Sister seriously. "I'm still trying to sleep." Then he looked up. His eyes went wide. The tree, the lights, the presents. He hugged Mama's leg tightly. "Thank you, Mama, for getting a treat." Mama swallowed hard. She knew she hadn't bought a tree. She knew they didn't have the money. She wondered briefly who on campus might have done something so kind, but deep down she knew she'd never really know, and somehow, that was okay. Baby Bookworm opened his gift, then casually said, "There was talking in here last night when I got up to get a glass of eggnog." Everyone froze. "Eggnog?" Sister asked, but baby Bookworm had already moved on. Nurse Debbie went to check the video feed from the living room. What she saw made her heart skip. There was baby Bookworm wandering into the kitchen. Then, static. For 15 full minutes, the screen was nothing but fuzz. When the picture returned, the house was transformed. Decorations everywhere, presents under the tree, lights glowing outside. Baby Bookworm reappeared, glass of eggnog in hand, and went back to his crib. No sign of anyone else. No proof. Just magic. Nurse Debbie exhaled slowly. Someone had entered the house, but whoever it was, they'd brought joy. And the kids were safe. Mama was safe. There were even presents for her, and for Mama. Breakfast waited in the kitchen, already cooked, piping hot. For once, the family sat down together and ate as one. It was perfect. Almost. Because, even on Christmas, baby Bookworm lost a sausage to his sister. "Icky, Icky, Icky," he screamed, arms flailing. "Eat your own food." Sister just laughed, leaned down and kissed him on the forehead. "Icky, Icky, Icky, no Kissy!" Baby Bookworm protested. But the smile on his face gave him away. Christmas had come, and the house would never quite forget it.